Good morning, all. Hope you all safe at home. We are resuming the remaining part of aggregation. We learned some functions that are used for aggregation purpose, and we'll see what are the remaining functions available for aggregations on data frames. So, pivoting, sorting, and aggregation are the main operations on data frames, and we are now looking into the aggregation. So just pause the video and recollect what are the 5 different aggregation functions that we learned before. Just go back to the notebook and see what are the 5 other functions that we have learned. After that, we can resume that next function is median. Median always refers to the middle value of the given set of numbers. So for getting that, you can use the median function, and to get the median function of median value of a particular column or a particular set of column, you can use a column name along with the median function. Or if you want to get the median of each and every column, you can give just df dot median and which axis you want. Axis is equal to 0 represents a column, and axis equal to 1 represents row. Now pause the video here and try to write the same program that we have written before, with the difference that you have to use the median function for Wipro column. Try to pause the video and write the program. Just refer to the previous program and you try to write, and then we'll go for the next slide, and you can verify whether it is correct or not. Hope you have written it your own, and you can check for the correctness. Here you can see PDF df dot median, axis is equal to 0. Axis equal to 0 represents a column, so median of each and every column is being shown here. Now coming to the next one, again it's a mode. It is also calculate the most repeated value of a given set of numbers. It's known as a mode. It gives the most repeated value of a given set. Here also you can use, pause the video, write the same program with the difference that you have to use the mode function. Hope you have written it and checked for the correctness. It shows you the most repeated value. In the first column, TCS 2000 is the most repeated value. In Wipro it is 2400. In L&T it is 2100. If it asking for Wipro itself, it is showing 2400. Now coming to another function which is known as quartile. It is taken from the word quantile. So actually we have heard about percentages, etc. What do you mean by percentage? Actually you have to identify what is the difference between percentage and the term percentile. Percentage means, consider your class you got 50 marks out of 100 marks. Then you call it as 50 percentage. Now in your class itself, a person is getting a mark of 90 out of 100. It's the highest mark. Okay, nobody scored more than 90 in your class. Then that person is having 100 percentile. The person who got 90 marks out of 100 is getting the 100 percentile, not percentage, it is 100 percentile. So your mark of 50 will be calculated based on that person 90. So the person who got 90 percentile, here it is actually quartile, means whatever data is available from the minimum value to the maximum value, that will be divided into 4, and one part is known as the quartile. Quartile, it's not related to 100. Whatever maximum value is there, it is divided from the minimum value to the maximum value. It is divided into 4, and then it is one part is known as a quartile. So you can see here you have the, suppose you have values from A to B. A is the lowest value and B is the highest value. Now we are dividing into 4 parts: Q1, Q2, Q3. So Q1 is the first quartile, Q2 is the second quartile, Q3 is the third quartile, and of course the last quartile will be fourth quartile will of course be the maximum value. So second quartile, you can see it will be always the median value. So it's also known as a median. So that's the quartile. when you have the data from one minimum value to the maximum value. So here minimum value is A and the maximum value is B. It is being divided into 4 parts, and the first part is known as the first quartile, which is known as the 25 percentile, and the second quartile, which is the 50th percentile, third quartile, which is the 75th percentile. Okay, so now when you are given some numbers, how will you find out the quartiles? So whatever numbers are given, just arrange the data in the ascending order. So here the numbers are arranged in the ascending order. If it is not there, it is whatever this quartile function will do is, it will actually calculate, arrange it in the ascending order, and total number of observation is calculated, which is here it is equal to 7 numbers are there. Now, how will you find out the first quartile? First quartile is 0.25, right? So, calculation of Q1 is equal to round of 0.25 into n plus 1, where n is equal to 7. So, 0.25 into 7 plus 1, which is equal to 2, but the observation is third observation. So, whatever we got result as what we got as a result of this calculation is 2, but the observation should be 3. Observation starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So the observation is the third observation. So 2, the observation is 3. Matlab 1 you have, and you have the 3 also. So observation value is 3. So 3 is the 25th percentile. Now when you calculate for the second quartile, you can see second quartile is always the 50th one. So 0.50 into 7 plus 1, which is equal to 4. What is the fourth one there? It is 7. The value is 7. And calculating the third quartile, which is of course it is the 75 percentile. So 0.75 into 7 plus 1, which is equal to 6, and the sixth one will be considered as the third quartile, and the value here will be 8. So this is how you find out the quartiles, and you can see the function used is quantile. The function used will be quantile, and what are the values we are giving inside is 0.25, 0.50, 0.5 and 1.0. These are the values that we are giving, which shows that it is to calculate the quartiles. So you can find the values here. So the ascending order arrangement, everything will be done by the quantile function itself. The calculation will be done based on the calculation that we have discussed earlier. So write down the program. Now coming to the next function, which is variance. Variance is actually how data is different from a particular value. That is variance, how it is variant from a given set of numbers. So for all that also we have a function known as dot var. So again, to calculate the variance of each and every column, you have axis is equal to 0, and if you want to calculate the variance of each row, you have axis equal to 1. Just write the program, and you can see the function used is dot var. Now coming to the standard deviation, this is also a mathematical statistical function. Standard deviation, how far a value is deviating from the median or the common format. Df column name dot std, or std is a function used. Pause the video here, try to write the same program with the function std, and you can check it here, the same format, everything is the format is same. You can just verify, and those are the mathematical calculations of how to find out the standard variance, standard deviation. Now coming to another example or another function, which is an important function of aggregation. It is group by. Group by refers to grouping up of the data based on some methods or some data inside the given data frame. So according to the criteria given by the user, or according to the criteria needed by the user, the data will be rearranged in some manner or grouped in some manner. For that you use group by function. You can see see that example, concentrate on that example. You have input, there are A1, key is A and data is 1, B2, C3, A4, B5 and C6. So you can have actually three keys there, A, B and C, and the data is also different at different points of time. So if I want to group it key wise, what will be the answer? So A will be having two entries, that is A1 and A4, that is one set of value or one group. Another group will be B2 and B5, which is having again two rows, and C will be having 3 and 6. So these three are the groups actually formed, and I want to perform some action on that group value. Then what will I do? So I'm trying to group the value and I want to find out what is the sum of that A value. So if I apply a sum on that group, what will be the result? A will be having a 5 value, B will be having a 7, C will be having a 9. And then what happens if I, and what is the result that I am getting? What I'm seeing is the values are grouped and they are summed and they are showed together to the user. See, A5, B7 and C9. So what actually happens here is a group by function is done, and after the grouping it, an aggregation function, whatever aggregation functions that we have learned till now is actually calculated. Maybe a sum, maybe a count, maybe a variance, maybe a min value, max value, anything, any aggregation functions can be applied along with the group by function, and then the result will be shown along with all the groups. So we'll see some more examples. So the function used is group by function only. You can see here the code that we have used for the previous example is you have the dictionary there, and dictionary is converted to the data frame df, and df dot group. As you see the simple syntax given, df dot group by within bracket, which is the column that we need to be grouped, which is what column need to be grouped. We need to group key, and what is aggregation functions that have to apply on that. Here we have applied sum function, right? So sum has to be written there. Whatever aggregation function we want to use can be given along with this group by function. So what happens, key will be, the data in the key will be grouped, and the aggregation function that you have specified will be applied on the grouped value, and then the result will be shown to you. Is that clear? So another example, to group the data city-wise and find the maximum temperature according to the city. Here you have a data dictionary with columns, date, city, temperature and humidity, and of course it is converted to a data frame, and the data frame is actually grouped by city column. It is grouped by city column, and the maximum value is calculated. You can see result after the group operation. See, city Chennai on the date, temperature, which is a maximum value that is actually taken, and 34 is the maximum value for Chennai. Delhi, the 30 is the temperature which is having maximum value, and in Mumbai it is 24. You can see in the original data frame Delhi is having a 28 temperature and a 30 temperature. So what is actually taken? Only 30 temperature is taken and shown, and for the Mumbai also it is having 22 and 24, but 24 is taken and shown, and Chennai it is having 32 and 34, it is showing only 34. So it takes the maximum value. Why maximum value? Because in the program we have given that aggregation function. Okay, so along with the group by function, always try to give an aggregation function which we want to get. So that's all for the aggregation functions. Okay, thank you.